Welcome everybody, I'm Dr. Laurence Tham, and I have the pleasure of having the founders of the College of Chiropractic Neurodevelopment Pediatrics. I'm actually feeling a bit inferior today because I'm with four great chiropractic legends, I guess, in Australia here, who have formulated this college. So I wanted to introduce Genevieve Keating, Rosemary Keating, Angela Todd, and Carmel Whelan. Welcome, girls, ladies.
Thanks, Laurence.
Thank you.
Well, let's start off with Genevieve. Genevieve, if you can tell us a little bit about this. Rose sent me an email probably about 3 weeks ago and told me about this college you guys starting, and I thought, wow, what is going on here? Sounds really exciting. I want to be on board, and I figured that you would be the best person to tell us sort of who's the fountainhead of this organization, and why don't you introduce your team?
Sure. So there's four of us. We've known each other for a really long period of time, and we've been working in our own practices. So there's myself, as you said, Rosemary Keating, Carmel Whelan, and Angela Todd. And I guess what it's about is we've all been working with children and families in health and development, and we see that there's a need to kind of unite our resources and our skill set and bring other people on board for the benefit of the neurodevelopmental side of the kids in our community. So my background, been in practice just over 25 years, chiropractic, cranial work, neurodevelopmental work is my area. I've been teaching with the Carrick Functional Neurology program for a few years now, and I'm just driven and passionate about upskilling not only in our own practice, in the practices around, but in the community, and providing support for the parents of the community. So that was kind of where we started. So I'd love it if the other women would introduce themselves, and yeah, we can go from there.
All right, Rosemary, let's start. What about you? Tell us a little bit about your background.
I've been in practice for well over 20 years and consistently worked with children and babies and families, and I'm passionate about seeing those lives unfold. And I went on to do a Masters of Chiropractic Science in Pediatrics, which I've had for quite some years now. So it's been a big interest of mine, and also I've studied the functional neurology to have a deeper understanding about neurology, and I feel very passionate about adjusting children, and not only adjusting them, but allowing them and facilitating them to be developing really well and to be able to track that. So it's something that I'm very excited to be involved with the college and to be involved in getting it up and running.
Excellent. Angela, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Laurence. My husband and I are both chiropractors in Sale. I've been practicing for some 24 years because my husband went through with Genevieve. He has also done a functional neuro degree, so that has fostered my interest in that sort of work, and obviously working with Jen and Rose as well, having done their Inspiral program, has given me some more input as well. I've done the postgrad paediatric training through RMIT and have just finished doing 3 years of research for my Masters in Biomed Science at Monash Uni, and I'm hoping to do some more research towards a PhD and figuring out how it is best to teach undergrads about chiropractic paediatrics, because there's certainly a need for that. In the media we see a lot of that, and certainly there's been some criticism about chiropractors looking after children. I think we really need to get some runs on the board as far as research goes, and particularly with this neurodevelopmental focus.
Please, Carmel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've also been practicing for longer than I'd care to admit, as I went through with Angela, and have always worked in family practices with pregnant women and babies and children. And I guess my impetus has come from the particular challenges that this generation seems to have neurodevelopmentally, because of the way that our lives have transformed over the last couple of generations. And so I think there's a need for there to be more focus on how we can help children to reach their full potential. I've just recently completed a diplomat in chiropractic paediatrics through the ICA, which is an American organisation, and I'm really excited to be on board.
Well, like I said, there's full of degrees and initials behind your names here, and that's why I feel a little bit insecure at the moment with 4 powerful ladies in the chiropractic profession. So let's start off with Genevieve. Like, obviously, this College of Chiropractic Neurodevelopment Pediatrics is a long word. You know, people want to know what it's about. Like, why now? Why did you guys start this now of all the times that, you know, you could have done it? You kind of mentioned this to me, you know, 6 months ago, and I thought it was like a vision plan for you in a few years away. And all of a sudden, you know, I get this email and says it's happening right now. I'm like, wow, what's going on? So tell us why.
I think the need and the desire is right there right now. I see our profession as at a really critical point, because while a lot of us understand about wellness care for families and children, the importance of having a clear nervous system while children are developing, I think there's a lot more that we can be offering the children of our community in terms of assessing how well is that brain developing, how well is that nervous system unfolding, how are those primitive reflexes being integrated, how's postural control and balance. So we see that by working together to support the other chiropractors, you know, in our profession, we can all upskill so that while we're providing excellent chiropractic care, we can be checking and working with these other things, and also empowering parents for what they can do at home to support their children's development. You know, Carmel made that comment about changes in lifestyle, and I think it's a really critical issue. And I see that the parents in our community are just hungry for how can they support the development in their children. So politically, I think, as Ange mentioned too, it's a really critical time to start to bring people together so that we can work together, we can look at getting some further research up and running. And really it's about gathering the like-minded people. As you know, we've been, you know, teaching in Spiral, and Carmel's been doing her work, and Angie's been doing her work, and I just think it's a critical tipping point now for a change for the future. So we're up and running, and really looking forward to people's support for that.
Well, excellent. Thank you. Angela, tell us a little bit about, you know, the purpose of the group. Now, we always, you know, Genevieve just talked about the why and why you formulated it, but what specifically is it?
Well, certainly, Jen hit the nail on the head talking about helping to upskill the population of chiropractors who are working with children, and certainly one of our principal purposes is to advance that clinical application and also the scientific understanding of neurodevelopmental paediatric chiropractic. So understanding why practitioners are doing certain things and being able to measure and retest. So they're the main things that obviously are important. The organisation itself is a not-for-profit organisation,
Okay.
So none of us are getting anything out of the organisation except that we're hoping that it outlives all of us. I guess fantastic. Our legacy to leave the profession with. We've all, you know, practiced for many years. So we want to continue with developing educational training programs and workshops potentially. We also want to encourage research to set and maintain and oversee the raising of professional standards when we're working with children. Be an annual conference, and certainly, as Jen said, fostering collaboration with other professionals, with people in the community, and being able to engage with our professional bodies and even government organisations as well, so that the children are the ones obviously who'll benefit in the long run, and they're the next generation we're leaving the world to eventually.
Oh, it's great that you know, the 4 of you have actually gone together to actually do something about, you know, for the profession to actually raise it to another level. And like you said, it's about creating a legacy, and you know, chiropractic profession definitely needs that legacy to be created, and with very successful chiropractors, and you guys are going to help them do that. So that's your long-term vision, which is fantastic to hear. Obviously, just starting up, what are some of the short-term goals? Now, Carmel, could you just sort of touch on that? What do you think the short-term goals would be for you guys for the next 12 months or the next 24 months?
Well, we've also already started with a bang in getting members on board, and so we're getting together regular newsletters that'll have great tips and information that's on the latest research. We're hoping that it's going to be an international organisation, so we're already getting interest from members overseas, and we'll be getting our first seminar up and running. So they'd be the the main things that we're looking at doing in this first 12 months.
Sounds great. So you already guys have members already starting, and you obviously got some planning involved in terms of events. And it's great to hear that you already have some newsletters and information, which is fantastic for all of us who are chiropractors who are sometimes out of the loop with all the research. But time is the most essence. Time is the thing that we don't have, and streamlining it all in one spot would be a great thing for us. Rose, tell us if I wanted to join right now, I'm interested, but what am I going to get as a member, and what's the cost of it?
Thanks, Lawrence. I think the biggest thing that we get as a member is to be able to connect with and interact with a like-minded community, because we know in practice ourselves that you get busy in your practice, and it is an awesome thing to be able to be connected in with other people who are of a like mindset, who have similar visions and goals for their own lives and their practices and those of the people that they adjust. So the synergy that gets created it's the whole thing about the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, and that energy that gets connected, which then allows for people to really be inspired and to continue to contribute back to the group through that. So the first thing is connect and interact with a like-minded community. As Carm mentioned, the newsletter for ongoing learning, because it's very much about, and I'd like to make it clear that we have founded the organisation, and we are welcoming members and also looking at people who are interested in collaborating to develop the college, because you've heard a little bit about our short-term and our longer-term vision, and we have our vision, and that is also changing and growing as people come in. And as I mentioned, that when that synergy starts to occur, ideas start to fire and to fly, and it's really about expanding on that. So the newsletter is an important aspect of that, and developing that connection and allowing also people to contribute for interesting things that they find. Looking at developing an annual conference also, as Carmel mentioned, with respect to collaborating with other people who are working in this field, because it is such an exciting time within chiropractic and within working with children. And, it's been said that destiny is not a matter of chance, but a matter of choice. And, that's really what you do when you become a member, is that you are making a choice to say, I want my voice to be heard. This is important to me. I'm passionate about this field. Or I don't really know a lot about it, but wow, it makes sense to me. I want to get on board. And so it's about involved in that, supporting community education as well. And I think the college plays an important role through its collaboration, also through its newsletter, in empowering people to be able to understand this further and to go out and to speak to people who work with children, to parents, to groups, to those sorts of people who are very interested in childhood development and neurological development, that then they to go and talk about that and the impact that we can have as chiropractors, and also what they can also do at home. So things that membership is about, and how you become a member. Through our website, chironeurokids.com, there's a membership form there, and we've priced our membership at a very affordable rate of $149, 12 months. So we've had lots of members already join, and we would love lots more, because it is such an exciting time within chiropractic, and allow us to be heard and to join and say, yep, I want to be part of that. So we'd love to see lots of people engage with us on this journey.
Oh, that's excellent. Thanks, Rose. I mean, obviously, what it does allow you guys to do is basically what you're creating is like a virtual community, right? With the technology that we have nowadays with the internet, and really there's no borders anymore. The whole world is being connected, and what you're trying to do is connect people who are like-minded and who are interested in pediatrics to be able to, from the neuro perspective side, and forming a community, which is fantastic. And I think one of the main benefits that that people are going to get is they're going to get certainty and confidence, and more importantly, they're going to get mentorship. I mean, how great would it be to be able to be in contact with even the likes of you and other people who are going to be joining about? The more people that join, I think the minds that are coming together will really form a sustaining community within the pediatrics world, and really can transform it, and that's which I think is going to be fantastic. So really, the one thing I guess that people need to do is just go to www.chironeuralkids.com and just click on the memberships link there, and you can download the form there and hand in your application. I mean, it's that's $149. It's so affordable to get all the information, and most importantly, it's a non-profit organization. So I think that's great. Genevieve, any lasting words words of wisdom that you would like to end this interview with?
Yeah, look, I think I never know if I have any words of wisdom, Laurence, but what I would love to say is it's not just about us. You know, the point of doing this is to get this outside of ourselves and join together. There's so many people in our profession who are working in this area who hold pieces to the puzzle of the, you know, of how we can all improve. So that's the whole purpose of the group, is to unite together and to engage with other people. I've had some fascinating meetings recently with speech pathologists and with occupational therapists who work with children and people who work in infant and mental health as well, in terms of working with autistic children. And I just see if we can unite and get an identity for what it is that we do, it makes it much easier for other professionals to engage with us as well. So I'm really excited about it. And just, by the way, on the membership form, there's a thing there where it says, you know, seconded by somebody or nominated by somebody. And that's just part of the legislation thing. So some people are holding back because they think that they have to have somebody else, or they're not sure how to do that on their membership form. We'll do it for them as long as they're a registered chiro, so they can send it in without that. There's no problem whatsoever.
Excellent. Well, it's a fantastic interview, guys, and like I said, you guys amaze me every time you come up with something brand new, and this looks like it's going to be an impact and definitely set the legacy for chiropractic. So thank you very much, everybody, for spending the time on this call, and I really hope all the listeners, wherever you're listening this, whether it be on Facebook, on the line, or somehow someone passed this interview to you, I think it's really important for us chiropractors, like-minded chiropractors, to come together, to formulate a group, and be part of something that is going to be great. So thank you, ladies, for your time.
Thank you, Laurence.